Get Real with Rick Dancer. And I know, doesn't Tim and I were just talking, and this kind of looks like my old office in Oregon. I've got the duct worked up here like that. See that? And I don't have anything on the walls yet. Give me time. I have, I'm not like a big decorator. So I got an office in downtown Townsend. So I'll be down around all you people in Montana. So you know where to find me and come in and tease me about my hair. And, but today we have a really great show. I'm excited about this because, I think sometimes developers get a bad rap. They're coming, oh, you're coming in and doing this, but we're working with JDEV Investments, and Dan and Jim St. Clair purchased buildings like the one you're going to see today was in a fire. The Super 8 in Creswell was in a fire, and they purchased it, and now they're creating housing that's affordable for people. Just right now, they're just available as little studios, but we're going to take you on a little tour of that. I'm going to tell you first, our other sponsor is Chris Dental Family Dentistry and Denture Center. Dr. Bratlin is very busy. You need to make your appointments. You can do any kind of denture work. He has a denturist on staff now, so it's not him. And they do only American crowns, and they can take care of all your needs. In fact, next month, we're going to start giving you some cool kind of hygiene tips for teeth brushing. Yeah, it would be teeth brushing, wouldn't it? Let me bring Tim on. I need an expert. Tim, wouldn't be, we always say toothbrush, but it's teeth brushing sounds funny, doesn't it?
It does sound funny. Isn't that interesting? Because it's like most people, have a mouthful of teeth, not just one.
Right.
But yet we call it brushing your teeth, but it's toothbrush.
Right. Because it's not a toothbrush. It's kind of like people that do crabs. It's like, no, they're crab and sheeps. They're not sheeps, they're sheep.
Right.
I mean, we have these weird things, but we digress. Anyway, Tim is live in Creswell, Oregon. This is the old Super 8, and it's right off the freeway there, isn't it?
Yes. You could probably hear the freeway in the background, maybe.
Actually, that's what I was kind of impressed. I actually cannot.
Okay, good.
It's
perfect living situation.
So JDEV Investments takes this place that was burned, and it wasn't burned badly, but enough that they just never reopened it and created some. They're really pretty inside. Right.
So we've got a little sample room for you that we're going to take up. I'm here with Jen from JDEV, and she's going to show us around and talk us about what we're doing here. And how we might be able to get into one of these units. They're pretty nice.
Well, in Lane County and Oregon all need housing that is affordable and that people can, and I mean, affordable is kind of a subjective term for people. But these are right now what's available. I think, is Jen there right now?
She is here. So here is Jen.
Jen, what you guys right now at this point, everything that you have available is a studio apartment, right? Kind of like?
Yes, right now we have 22 studio apartments available. That's in the north building. And then in a couple months from now, we'll have the south building complete, which will have another additional 40 units. 12 of those are going to be 2-bedroom, and then there'll be another 28 studios, and a couple of those will be 88 units.
Wow. So this is quite an undertaking for your company, for you guys. I mean, that's a big project.
It was. It has been. Yep. We're excited to finally have it open.
How long ago did you guys buy this? Do you know?
I think it's been a couple of years. 2018 was when they had the fire here, and that was in the south building, and not a whole lot of damage was done there, but that's where they're fixing that up. And so it's been a couple year project now.
So I think sometimes people don't understand, like, to create housing like this, that's a huge investment. And it takes a lot of time. So like as a developer, Daniel and Jim, they can't come in. You're not buying something and all of a sudden, here it is. Right. It's like you gotta, that's why they call it investing. You are digging in and doing this.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to figure out, from flooring and wall colors to on-site laundry and putting in a playground eventually. Where there used to be a pool, we took the pool out and we want to put a playground there. So yeah, lots of thoughts and hard work going into it.
When you stay in a place, sometimes you think just the blinds. how many blinds, I'm looking behind you going, how many blinds you have to buy for a place like that? You know, there's a lot of stuff. So show us the apartment. So how big are they about?
I think they're just under like 200 square feet. So it's just kind of a space for 1 to 2 people. And there's a living area here. And then in the back, we have the kitchen. The kitchen has a full-size refrigerator, granite countertops, a cooktop stove, new cabinetry. There's room to put toaster oven or microwave there, and then a bathroom with a full-size shower.
Wow. So there's a farm. I noticed there's a farm, one of those farmhouse kind of sinks in there. And then one thing we've heard from people too is there's not an oven, but a lot of people are just cooking in toaster ovens and microwaves like that. And there's different kinds of units you can buy on your own to do something like that.
Yeah. I use the air fryer and toaster oven a lot. So those are very convenient. And then you can add the microwave in between the cabinets. So it should provide a lot of options.
Now, how do people find out more about this? Because the pricing, we don't want to talk too much about pricing because you have a property management company that deals with that. And they've lowered some things and taken some things out as this is kind of going on. Explain that.
Right. Yeah. So we started out at one price point since this is new and we weren't quite sure where to go with it. We started at one point and then they dropped the price and the deposit a little bit. So we just want people to go to Northwoods Property Management and take a look at the most up-to-date information. And they're at northwoodspm.com or you can give them a call at 541-914-2282.
So why is it so exciting for you guys? I mean, obviously you've been working on it for 2 years. It's kind of nice.
It's exciting for us because it's in a good location in Creswell. It's a nice town. It's right off the exit. And we price it at affordable and reasonable for folks to be able to have an option to move into. We just wanted to give something to the community that we understand this might not be for everybody, but there is a group of people that this could definitely help. And we've heard that it's really reasonable price. And so we're excited to be able to offer over 60 units of housing soon in a time where housing is really hard to come.
Yeah, very scarce. And the nice thing about Creswell too as a location is you're right there, you're near grocery stores. People could walk or, it's really easy access to right downtown Creswell. Plus there's bus service and stuff that you can get right to Eugene for people that work. You're not that far out of town. But if you were to find an apartment like that in Eugene, it would that nice and new, it would be really expensive.
Yeah, very expensive. So yeah, we've included all the utilities here and basic internet, cable, and then we have the on-site laundry and parking. We have a couple parking lots of off-site or off-street parking.
So tell me I know you can't tell me all the secrets because Daniel and Jim will probably watch this and go, oh my God, this is the point when they go. But what are some other things that you guys are working on that you can, allude to?
So we have acquired a block of property in the Franklin Boulevard area in Springfield, and we're working with the city to be able to do some new things there, some exciting stuff coming soon. So that's one big project that we're working on. And then some things that people might be familiar with is the Whitaker area at 543 Blair. When you guys did the video there, we have some food trucks and a bar, the Crow and Cart there. And we're going to be going back there soon to the aquarium and talking to those guys and doing a little deeper dive into what they have available. And then one other place that they might be familiar with is Jim's Landing in downtown Springfield, and that has Georgia Mountain Steakhouse and the Mothership Salon, and then there's also like 12 apartment buildings upstairs that they did a complete renovation on that as well.
Yeah, I've been in those apartments up there and I don't even think I knew Daniel or Jim at the time. And I don't know how I don't remember how, maybe one of them did take me through there. You know what I think it was? I think I was over having coffee at the Washburn and I saw a contractor and I said, can I go up and look in there? And back in home, I was Rick Dancer and they'd go, oh, sure, you're like my brother. And they took me up and those are nice. And you guys are creating a lot of housing for people. Whether, I think sometimes people go, oh, well, housing in downtown Springfield, they're really charging a lot of money for it. Well, there's people who want to live down there and they want, it's not outlandish. You know what I mean?
Right. And it's a pretty neat area. I've been up there to take a look at them, and you're just above the city and able to see some cool views. And so, like, if I was single, I would totally love to live there.
I know Kathy and I rented the last time we were home, we rented from somebody we know, an Airbnb on the other side up in Dave Lovell's stuff up there. And we rented a place up there. And so we stayed in downtown Springfield like 3 nights. It was so fun. We could go to Planktown. We could go to the Tavern on Main. We could just stop in at the little grocery store there on the street. I mean, Springfield's kind of become the hip place to be, you know, where people with the cool haircuts go.
Exactly. And then when the Olympics was here, the marathon ran right by their street there. So that was pretty awesome.
Well, Jen, thank you so much for showing this. And again, give people a number again. How I can't post it in here because we're recording this earlier, but when this is airing, you can go in there and put it in the comment section so people will see it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll hop on there, but it's 541-914-2282.
All right.
And then northroadspm.com.
All right. JDEV Investments, thank you so much for sponsoring us and also for letting us see what you're doing. Tim, thanks for being there.
Yeah, of course.
Do you want to plug your deodorant real fast?
Yeah, if you're looking for natural deodorant, you can go to gogreentheory.com. We make men's and women's all natural probiotic deodorant. Again, like I said, it's gogreentheory.com.
And you guys, it works because I wear it every single day and it's natural. My armpits feel more environmentally sound and they don't smell. And I don't
Perfect. That's what we're going for.
I got probiotics working on me every minute of the day.
I need to send you some more.
It lasts a long time. I'm not kidding you. I mean, because
that's what everybody said.
I got 2 of them. I use one at home and I use one at the gym, so I'm set to go. I'm good.
Perfect.
All right, Tim, thank you.
Thanks, Rick.
Next month. All right. So there you go, you guys. If you're looking for housing that's affordable someplace, it's like Jen said, it's not for everybody. Because this is like a 1 or 2 person little apartments at this point. But they're nice, they're new, they've got updated stuff in them, close to Eugene, nice community at Creswell, and it's a place to go. Okay, so something else I wanted to talk to you about since we have a little bit of time left in the show. Did you guys see today that Disney is going to shut down one of its most popular rides ever, Splash Mountain, because of this wokeness in the country? And, it's just getting so crazy and out of hand. So they're shutting it down because some people, a group of activists have gone in and said, this is woke. That's not how they say it, but they're saying this is racist and, everything in the world isn't racist. And I think it's going to be interesting, though. Here's what I like about this. Disney wants to take this big woke stand and, look like this company, and they're, going for all this junk. And what I enjoy about this is going to cost them money. So let's see how long they do it, or how devoted and committed they are to the cause. And we'll see what the uproar is from America, because I heard on the radio today that because people know that this is shutting down, that there are people waiting 4 hours in line to get on because it's so nostalgic. I mean, when I was a little kid, it was there and we went on it, and where does this end? I mean, where does it stop? I think the only way to stop it, honestly, is for us to just start saying no. No more. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to play the game anymore. I'm not going to live in your disillusion. You're disillusioned about everything and you want me to come in and do this. Everything in the world is not racist. And yet the same people calling racism on this sort of thing are the same people who are racist against people like white people. Racism is racism. And yes, if you are of color and you are putting down white people for being white or not letting them have that is racism too. So it's interesting how we draw these lines and do this. And I'm just tired of it. I mean, I used to be careful. I used to be quiet. And I think a lot of us did, because you didn't want to make waves. Well, now look what happens when you don't make waves. What have we learned? When you don't make waves, they drowned you. So now everybody's sticking their head up. We're climbing in the life raft, and we're not going to put up with this anymore. And I hope that we can start, because maybe at that point we can just start talking as people again. You know, I don't have black friends. I don't have gay friends. I don't have white friends. I have friends. Some of them happen to be gay. Some of them happen to be white. Some of them happen to be trans. Some of them happen to be farmers. Some of them happen to be all this stuff. People with different abilities. But I don't judge my friends based on that. And I am, you know, when Dr. Michael Bratlin, one of our sponsors here, and he put up a billboard, and I'm in it with him, about backing the blue. It was up in Springfield. And all these people, not many, most people complimented us and thanked us for doing it. But I got that, whoever the African-American person is on the woman who's on the school board and makes a big stink about anything that ever happens. She was running me over the coals, I guess. I'm not on her page, but I had people sending me stuff. She was running me over the coals and calling me a racist and all this because I support police. That's a stretch, and I'm done playing. I just don't care. And it's nice for me. I'm in Montana, so I don't have to care. But you know, back there, my audience is there, and Eugene Weekly and all the rest of them like to jump on us because we disagree with them, and yet they preach we shouldn't hate, and yet they hate me or us for what we believe. So what do? I think we just start talking about it, having conversations. I think one of the things you really can do in Oregon that would be really effective. I think too many people wait and they want to run for, you know, like Secretary of State or stuff like that, like I did. The real power is running on the school board, running for school board in Eugene and Springfield, running for city council, get on the planning commission in one of those two cities, start serving Parks Commission, start getting involved in those, what they call lower level positions, because that's where the real decisions are being made, and you can change that. And I think, you know, our schools, there's going to be a big mess in our schools too, because parents are fed up. What do you guys think of school choice? I love the idea. Let the dollars, I know who's doing it. I think Iowa's doing it, Arizona. I think Florida is doing it or looking at it. You know, why shouldn't, if you're paying tax dollars to a public education system, why shouldn't that tax dollar follow your child? It's your money. You're paying it for education for your kid. And so if you don't want your kid to go to a public school because they're teaching them all this woke crap or putting tampon machines in boys' bathrooms, like how does that work? And they're indoctrinating our kids rather than educating our kids. So if you don't agree with that, why should your money go to pay for that? And so your dollars, your tax dollars, should follow your kid. So if you want to put your kid in a private school, then your tax dollars could be used towards that tuition rather than you paying the public education system to do stuff you don't agree with. That'll straighten out the Oregon Education Association. The teachers unions, they're going to have to listen. If people start taking their kids out of school, and if we had school choice, if you had school choice, and people start taking their kids out of school and putting them in schools that they wanted them to, their tune would change quickly, because they can't do this without dollars. And they are the most powerful. The Oregon Education Association is one of the most powerful forces in politics in Oregon that you will find. And now I think that it's what I find interesting and kind of exciting is because they, you know, held out and kept our kids out of school for so long during the pandemic, which was just bullshit. I mean, it didn't need to happen. Other states were opening up. It was just crazy. And our kids weren't contracting it at massive levels, you know. I mean, it was just all a union game. And now it's coming to bite them in the ass. And parents saw what was going on. That's what I love. You know, you can look at all this stuff and you think, okay, evil comes in and it has this force and it does its thing. But in the end, when people lie, they get caught. You know, look at our president. Look at Donald Trump. Look at Michael Pence. They all got classified documents in their houses like, you know, it's a normal thing. Yet a regular service person, if that were happen, they'd be in jail. So So the DOJ and everybody makes a big deal about Trump, which, I think it's a crime. But they make a big, huge deal about it. Then Biden does it. He's already hit. They find out he's doing it. So now it's like, oh, well, shit. Now what do we do? And now Pence. So who else has classified documents in their house? Come on, guys. The regular American person can't do that. A CIA agent can't do that. But you guys somehow have special privileges. That's the shit that needs to stop. That's the stuff. So when you start feeling like, oh my gosh, everything's so crazy, just remember, in the crazy, things get nuts like this, and then regular people like us start seeing. I think we get caught up in our lives and what we're doing, and our kids, and working and making a living, and now you can't ignore it anymore. So the question becomes, what are you going to do about it? What are you personally going to do about it? Are you going to just pretend like it's not happening? Are you going to ignore it? Are you going to side and be okay with it because it's your party? Are you? I find it really interesting too that a lot of people don't want to dig into the pandemic and find out, where did it come from? How did this happen? In any other thing, wouldn't you want to know, like if we had a measles outbreak, wouldn't you want to know how that happened so that we could keep it from happening again? But I think a lot of people don't want to end up looking stupid. So they don't want to dig into it and find out what really happened. But if we don't find out what really happened, how do we keep it from happening again? Yeah, I think America's waking up. I think we're speaking up, and I think that's healthy. Even if we're wrong, we should never be silenced. One of my favorite singers, Aaron Lewis, he has this, am I the only one, who stares at my TV and screams, what the hell is going on here? Am I the only one who looks at this stuff and says, hey, how come this is craziness? And the end of the song, it's, no, you're not the only one. So my challenge to people who are thinkers, people who are freedom-loving thinkers, is you need to be educating yourself. You need to stop watching the garbage and start listening to people and digging around and finding out what's really going on. And for those of you who just you're a far left and you want to just laugh about it, you don't want, you're embarrassed. I don't know. What the truth is, what we're all after, really. And I loved it that, remember, Gore was the inconvenient truth. I think the inconvenient truth is coming out about climate change, about all of it. And I'm just not going to be quiet anymore. And I hope you won't either. All right. We want to thank again JDEV Investments for, one, creating housing that is affordable for some people, and developing things around town, making our city a better place to live. And Dr. Michael Bratland with Christano Family Dentistry for doing what he does, which is keeping you healthy and also fighting the good fight, making sure that America is America. And you know what? It's not a sin to be proud of America. In fact, it's a really good thing. And I think we should be. I love living in America. And if you don't, you can always move somewhere else. I mean, Venezuela is a great spot for people that hate America. You should try it. You might fall back in love with America if you get out of it alive. All right, tomorrow night, there's a big snowstorm headed into Montana and the north, and I think Oregon's got a big storm coming up too. So Brian Miskimmons, our weather dude, is going to be here from Polson, Montana, to tell us about that coming up. That's tomorrow evening. And then Bill London will be here with even more great news that you're never going to hear anywhere else, but right here. He digs and digs, and he's a fun guy to listen to. So he'll be here. And then Rob, Bait and Tackle Rob out of Charleston, has a podcast, and he's doing very well. And he's fun. And he and I have a great time together. So we're going to pick apart some of this Disney bullshit and some of the other things that are going on in the world that are craziness that you'll love. And if we're not your cup of tea, then don't come here. You don't need to be here. You're fine. We excuse you from class. Unlike the education system, we will not force you to come in and listen to our stuff. You can leave. But if you're gutsy and you're bold and you got balls, you might want to stick around. You could actually learn something. All right. Have a great night. I will see you tomorrow, 5 o'clock Oregon time, 6 p.m. Mountain time, right here on Get Real with Rick.